If Hollywood were a person, it would be the overly tipsy bridesmaid hijacking the wedding reception with a painfully awkward, unscripted 15-minute speech, oblivious to the glazed eyes and dying spirits in the room. It'd be the washed-up comedian bombing on stage, still pushing jokes as half the crowd walks out, and the rest slump over their drinks in second-hand embarrassment. It's that one guy who thinks now is the perfect moment for flaming shots, while everyone else is looking for their car keys. The point is, knowing how to read the room is a basic yet crucial skill, especially for people whose job is to create entertainment that resonates with as wide an audience as possible. That means staying in touch with what people care about, understanding cultural shifts, and being aware of how the public is feeling. Unfortunately, Apple TV seems to have missed that memo entirely with their trailer for the SAVANT, a show that, and I'm not joking here, centers on a middle-aged white woman who fights right-wing extremism from the comfort of her suburban garden shed, using surveillance and online censorship. Bravo, Apple! You've really nailed it. You've managed to win the prestigious Wow, We Backed the Wrong Horse award for possibly the most tone-deaf release in recent memory, barely edging out Ironheart, no less. So, let's break it down. Jessica Chastain stars as Jodie Goodwin, a government analyst tasked with infiltrating extremist forums online. Her mission? Pretend to be one of them, gather intel, and prevent attacks before they happen. But when she stumbles onto a major plot, things escalate and the bad guys come after her family. Now it's up to her to moderate forums hard enough to protect democracy, or whatever we're pretending to call it now. Let's be honest, building a compelling narrative around someone typing at a computer is already a hard sell. Just ask Ice Cube. But making your entire show a pitch for more government surveillance, online entrapment, and digital policing in a time when people are exhausted with that exact thing. That's not just a tough sell, it's a losing battle. And it doesn't help that the protagonist is exactly the kind of character many viewers are already tired of. A self-righteous liberal woman, armed with a keyboard and a superiority complex. We've all dealt with that type. It's about as pleasant as trying to cuddle with a food processor. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Jessica Chastain as an actress. But let's be real, making this character likable might just be the acting equivalent of climbing Everest barefoot. What's next? A heartwarming drama about a heroic Reddit mod banning users who don't share her worldview. A film about the silent bravery of a Wikipedia editor rewriting history one entry at a time. Maybe an indie flick about a Twitter user bravely mass-reporting dissenting opinions for the greater good. Cue creepy cult chant for the greater good. This is what happens when Hollywood writers try to dabble in internet culture without understanding it. Either they completely miss who the actual villains are, or more likely, they just don't care and try to force their worldview onto something they barely comprehend. The trailer itself plays like a checklist of modern entertainment cliches. Female lead who's smarter than everyone. Check. Diverse yet non-threatening family. Check. Villains are, of course, middle-aged white conservatives. Check. Truly groundbreaking stuff. It's like the BBC's absurd coverage of noise complaints on the London Underground, where the menace they chose to feature was elderly white men playing loud music. Bold choice. Let's see how that plays out. Having ridden the tube many times, I can tell you for a fact, the people blasting music on public transport do not look like that guy. When your creative process is 90% political checkbox ticking and 10% actual storytelling, you end up with shows like The SAVANT, which probably explains its 50-50 like-dislike ratio and a comments section that's already a comedy goldmine. Despite the overwhelming feedback, Hollywood continues to push content that clearly doesn't resonate, stubbornly refusing to adjust course or even acknowledge the disconnect. Am I out of touch? They ask. No, it's the audience who's wrong. Good luck, Apple. You're gonna need it.